What's going on, everybody? This is Dave, and welcome today to a brand new video. And today it's a new series called Team Talk, and I'm joined today with two YouTube creators who do various content on their channels. I'm joined today with Aaron, also known as Full-Time FM, and I'm joined with Jem, also known as Wolfie. And how are you two doing today?
I'm alright. I'm good.
Good.
Quite excited.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Aaron, how about you?
Yeah, I'm good, brother. I'm all right.
Good. So today, we thought us three, we get on really well in the community. We talk, we get together quite a lot, and we talk about things that, us three are interested in. And I'm pretty sure probably hundreds of other people that subscribe to us are going to be interested in as well. So we thought, why not, record it whilst we're talking and get other guys, involved in this series as well. And, we're going to be talking Football Manager. We've got other interests, UFC, wrestling, football in general as well, of course. So that's really it. And you guys hopefully can get involved a lot more in the comment section down below as well. But obviously, we're here today, the first episode, and it's quite fitting, really, because there has been, if you're involved in the Football Manager community, there's been a lot going on. If you're a content creator, if you're a subscriber, you probably know about this. And it's the whole kind of editing situation, or take it how you wish, with StatApp. But I'm just wondering what kind of your guys' thoughts and feels of this kind of situation are. And Jem, what's your kind of take on this?
Well, when I first found out, I kind of thought to myself, I was one of those people, decided to take a step back and just thought, it's just a game, chill, like. Didn't really think much of it. And then, you start to, I was a subscriber and I watched his videos and I thought, this looks all right, blah, blah, blah. And then when the whole situation, unfolded on Twitter, if you know what I'm talking about, I kind of just thought to myself, take a step back, don't really get involved, just stay out of it, because you actually like his content. And then it got a bit ridiculous with some of the things that I saw and the images I saw. And, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, if you're going to do things like that, it's best to just come out first instead of letting, because it's always 10 times worse when, your hidden secrets get, undiscovered from someone else. I
think that was the problem with him. He just didn't tell us, and he was too scared, especially around the Christmas, New Year time when it kind of first came out. He was too scared to tell anyone. And if he told everyone, however long he's been doing it, like a year ago that he started doing it, I think people would probably accept it a little bit more, you know what I mean? And he's coming out saying now that, he's told everyone in this intro video for his new series, but it's still not clear enough. He said, okay, I'll edit a few things, but it's still not clear enough. And when people are still asking him the questions, he's still giving too kind of brief a response. He's saying, go and watch the intro video, But I don't want to sit there watching however long that intro video is, like half an hour, 45 minutes, just to kind of know a piece of information that he could write in less than 100 words, you know what I mean? He could write something on his phone, on his notes, screenshot it and put it on Twitter, just so everyone the other day had questions, but he just said, watch the intro video. I don't want to sit through half an hour when he could tell me and I could read it in less than 30 seconds, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Aaron, you tried to speak to him about it. I'm not sure if he responded to you. So what kind of your overall thoughts on it to a degree?
To be honest, I don't really know what to think at all. Like, I can understand why everyone's pissed off. Especially his viewers. I can understand why his viewers would be pissed off with him not being transparent with the editing. Was it the Stanford or which one was it? USV?
I think all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think someone screenshotting like a player's attributes like flying up. He was on some kind of steroid. So I could understand why his viewers would have been pissed
Sacco
off
for Liverpool, innit?
Yeah. So yeah, I can kind of understand that, and I don't know. I think after that, his second series that he did, and he said he was going to do the editing. So I think he was a bit more transparent with that one.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I read different comments. Like, I've looked at a couple of his videos and looked at the comment section, and I could understand why people would ask. Well, I think some of it's a little bit over the top. He's been a bit, some of the abuse he's got is a little bit over the top.
Some of it's pretty childish. I mean, luckily, like from a content creator's point of view, they're kind of more from subscribers rather than video creators. I don't think I've seen too many content creators kind of snap at him like in childish ways, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But obviously now he posted a video yesterday that's saying it's been a good run or whatever, and he's going to step down from YouTube. I don't think he will. I do think he'll come back for FM17. I know I touched on this earlier when I spoke to you both. But have either of you seen that video or watched it, and kind of what were your thoughts on that one as well?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. I didn't watch it like in one video. I kind of watched it, digested what he said, and then I came back a few hours later, watched the rest, and I did feel quite bad because, you know, he's been a part of the community for a very long time. He's had some fantastic series, Stanford being one of them, although he had the whole situation. Well, I don't know if he had the whole situation going on then, but that was a good series, nevertheless. And he had his old Celtic in the Premier League. That was a good one as well. So he has been a part of the community quite a while. And, you know, if I spoke to you, Dave, about this the other day, you know, if he was going to come back and, you know, cut all the nonsense and say, look, I'm just going to just do a straight up save, no nonsense, none of this behind the scenes, just straight up, you know, I think everyone would welcome him back because, as you said, from the content creator side of things, there's not been much abuse or any sort of like kind of hatred or anything. It's just more been like, we wish you would just have said something sooner. Yeah. You know, I think if he was going to continue, because 14,000 subscribers isn't a small number. I mean, I always say this to Aaron. Aaron knows I say this a lot. When you put yourself in a room and you put yourself with, you know, for example, Dave, you I don't know if you are yet, but you're near enough 2,000 subscribers. Yeah. Aaron, you're getting up to 5,000 subscribers. If you put yourself in a room with that many amount of people and try to speak, like you'd be shocked. I mean, today's UFC press conference probably had about 500, two to 500, and that's not a lot of people. And we're sitting here, you know, I've got 1,000, you've got two. Dave, Aaron's near enough 5,000. He has 14,000 subscribers. Like, it's not a small number.
And at least 1,000 are watching his video. Well, around 1,000 are watching his videos every day. Imagine going into a room every day with 1,000 people there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, like, if he was going to continue with his channel, the best thing to do would be to do something that's not FM. I mean, I know a few years. Was it years now? It was probably months back, maybe early last year. He did try to go the whole gaming route with The Last of Us. Yeah. So he could do that. I mean, it's perfectly fine. I mean, Aaron, what do you think?
I completely agree. That is a big amount of number. What's he got? 14,000?
14,000, yeah.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to quit, man. Absolutely no chance. And I agree with Jem. If Wolfie, as the subscribers know him as, if he does take a little bit of a break and then comes back refreshed, let the dust settle, do a new series. We can see in the top right-hand corner that there's no editing thing on there. I completely agree. I think everyone will be like, right, sorted, let's crack on and watch his content. That's what I think will happen anyway. Yeah. I think when he first did it, like with I can't remember, was it USV, whatever it was called, and then there was quite a big backlash with it. I think if he would have come out and done another series, the Sheffield one, without the editor on, then it would have been completely forgotten. Yeah. But because it was still on, I think some people were like kind of, you know, a bit pissed off with that. But on the other hand, I kind of think, well, it's his channel. He bought the game. He's playing it how he wants to play it. So that's why I said when I first started speaking about it, I just don't know what to think.
I know. I think I can't think what I was going to say then. But yeah, I don't think he'll quit altogether. I'm pretty sure he should be back for FM17.
Yeah, he'll be back before that. There's no chance he's quitting. Absolutely no chance.
I mean, he said at the end of his video, or towards the end, he might do a poll. Obviously, I don't think he should do a poll because there's going to be so many people saying never come back. But if he did a poll with what type of save he wants people to do, if he were to come back, I think 90% of people would want a vanilla, as he said, vanilla save. Nothing, him touching nothing. I mean, people, I didn't watch the Sheffield one, but apparently he was signing like Championship League One quality players in the conference, you know what I mean? So you kind of get an inkling there that something's not quite right. And everyone knew this is when they all started, when he was beating Premier League teams easily, got to the FA Cup semi-final. I highly doubt you'd beat 2 or 3 Premier League teams with a conference team that you've just kind of picked up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's got to be something going on there. But I've never spoke to him. Like I think I've spoke to him once, where this is when I was a much smaller YouTuber. I literally probably had 400 subscribers. I uploaded a video, like an experiment, and like a week later, he uploaded the exact same experiment, almost identical, named it slightly different. So I don't know if that's like a pure coincidence, or, you know, he's seen my video and thought, that's quite good, let's try that out. But I did get quite an arsey response from him when I said, what's going on here? He never followed me, so I could never DM him about it or anything. But I think overall in that video, I've watched it a couple of times, he does come across, I mean, at parts, he comes across quite arrogant about the whole situation. You know, he's laughing about it and stuff like that. So part of me thinks maybe he's doing it to wind people up. Part of me thinks he's just so dense that he doesn't know like what's going on. But I think no, literally he's put people, bigger subscribers, Football Manager subscribers overall, under a bit of pressure. Like, I know a couple of you, like people watching this video may have seen it. On my Ajax video last Sunday, I had a Champions League final, and I got to the Champions League final because literally, if you watch the series from the start of last season, all the big teams were rubbish. Bayern went out in the group stage. Barca struggled. I beat Real Madrid. So the final literally had 2 smaller teams in it. And some guy commented saying, "Why have you edited this save? How on earth are Ajax and Benfica in the final?" And literally, I think if this StatApp thing didn't happen, I don't think that comment would have been on the video. I don't think people would have presumed that I'd edited.
Wow, dude, I didn't know that. Because I've always had the impression, because I've seen tweets like, you know, he's putting the rest of us in jeopardy with if we're doing it or not.
I mean, if someone says that now, you think, no, maybe, but I highly doubt it. But literally that guy commented saying that, and I think if this whole stat thing didn't arise, would I have been asked that same question?
I think with that, it's like so true, because now with me, like, spoiler alert, with my Real Sociedad, career that I'm doing, which is going to be coming out Monday, there's a few winning streaks, and for me, like when I went on those winning streaks, I kind of just stepped back and I was just like, you know, I'm scared. I don't really want to upload this series because I've gone on a winning streak, and I know people are going to be like, on how on earth did, I mean, another spoiler, I beat Valencia 3 times in a row. We literally had 2 Spanish Cup legs and a league game, and I beat them 3 times in a row. I know some stupid person in the comments is going to be like, "You've cheated, you've done this." It's like, no, you know.
Well, the good thing is I could click preferences on my Ajax game now and prove to everyone that I've not used the in-game editor at all.
Yeah, exactly.
During the save. And
it's like, it's just so stupid, but then at the same time, like, that's what comes with someone cheating in the community. I mean, like, trust is so it's so shaky. Like, you know, it's like,
especially when you've never met the person, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, it's like having a glass ball and literally holding it, and then as soon as one mistake happens, you drop it, it's shattered. Now the whole community is literally just kind of like, no one says it, no one's going to speak out about it, but people do feel it, and people do like, oh, you know, if I go on this winning streak, I'm on a winning streak, like, oh, like, someone's going to, or like, for example, you got to the Champions League. Like, for me personally, I haven't really had the time to keep up with your series, but, you know, I would have done the research myself and gone back and be like, okay, Bayern's gone out, Barca's gone out, this team's gone out, that's what's happening. Sorry, and it happens in real life. Like, people need to always look at real life situations. Like the season, I think it was the 2013 season when Bayern and Dortmund got to the final. Like, for me, I looked at it as a Dortmund fan and I said, how on earth have you got to this stage? But then I looked at the teams that got knocked out early and I was just like, oh, that's why. Like,
it's similar to the whole Leicester situation. I mean,
if
they tried again, maybe one result changed from the start of their season, they could probably be in the bottom half of the table. But because of their momentum they've got, that's the only reason they're top of the league. On paper, they've probably got maybe... I mean, Everton, probably on paper, if you put them next to Leicester at the start of the season, you'd probably say their team's almost double as good as the Leicester squad now. But just that bit of momentum has got them through. And that happens on Football Manager. I mean, I've done a save before, and I got like 3 or 4 wins at the start of the season. I've ended up winning the league. But if I lose the first 2 games of the season, I could be in a relegation battle. I mean, it's to do with morale and fitness and how the games go, suspensions, injuries, all sorts. I mean, all it takes is maybe Messi to get injured for Barca, Lewandowski to get injured for Bayern, and they'll be out the Champions League race. They've got no chance of winning it, and that's kind of what's happened in this save here. There's no editing at all. I wouldn't even dream of editing a save.
You know,
exactly.
I've actually got a series on an FM15 one, the Newcastle Revival.
Yeah.
And I went and won the Premier League in like my first season.
Yeah.
And I was actually scared of talking about that then, in case people are like, right, you bastard, you cheating son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and check it out and, start questioning me.
Yeah. No, it happens. I mean, you can see a lot of people. Some people get consecutive promotions and you don't really question it. And I don't think anyone questions StatApp about it at all. Everyone just thought, man, he's pretty good at this game, isn't he? Until these kind of images kind of came to front, you know what I mean? But I mean, the only kind of edit things I would use personally is a downloaded database where I know not really any current ability or potential abilities have changed. I mean, such as this kind of Legends one that Aaron's done a little series on as well. You know, that's the sort of thing I'd enjoy playing. But Aaron, you can explain it because I know you've done a mini series on it. Kind of this Legends database that you've found, or Jem found rather, didn't he? About it.
Jem, I think Jem found it and then sent me the link, and I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. And I thought Jem was, well, I'll call him Wolfie because people know him as Wolfie. Sorry guys, I've got a bit of a cough. And then I thought he was going to do a series, then he didn't. He said, like, if you want to do a series on it, then feel free. I was like, my goodness, cannot wait to get stuck into this. So, uploaded a video showing people how to download it. And then people were like, well, you're going to have to do that as well now. I want to see you do it. So I kind of loaded up Madrid, and then I was like, Barcelona looked good. Then looked at Ajax, Inter Milan with the original Ronaldo, Juve and Mint, so Milan. But I ended up doing Man United, and people seem to have enjoyed it.
It is class. Have you had much time to play it, Jem? Or have a look at it?
Yeah, I did. I actually recorded like maybe 6 episodes of it just off camera. I did it with Arsenal, and I was actually having so much fun. I mean, you obviously got Henry, Youngberg, Bergkamp, Perez, Vieira. All those guys were like still in the team. And I kind of just went on a little mad one. I signed Ibrahimovic, signed SC, signed Bale, Jordi Alba, Lahm. I tried to get Hummels, but he didn't want to leave from Bayern. Tried to sign Ronaldo. They asked for like 80 million for him. So then they're clearly not dumb in this database. Like, they know they've got a top player in their hands. But yeah, it was fun. I mean, for me, as I explained to Dave, I only started watching football around 04, 05. So, and the first kind of football I watched was German football. So I didn't have like really, I wasn't into the Premier League. It was just German football because my dad was a big Bayern fan. So I missed out all the legends and stuff. And, I know the mainstream ones like Pele, Maradona. And then obviously, as a Man United fan, you've got to know about George Best and Bobby and, you've got Beckham, Giggs, the guys that were back in the day kind of just holding the team on their back. You've got to know about those guys. But yeah, it is a really, really cool database. And I don't know the guy who made it. I don't know your name, but I really have to say massive well done because
I think he's got
database
Dave.
Is probably...
Yeah, even the face pack is classic.
Dave.
Yeah,
that face pack personally needs to come out as a normal face pack.
I know, it's class, isn't it? I mean,
it's so nice.
If people, I'll say this now before anyone goes. I'll put a download link in the description. I'm sure the guy that made it won't mind. I'll say this now because I did the same mistake. When you set up a new game, set it as the Football Manager 2016, like normal database rather than the winter database, because I think it mucks up the graphics a little bit when you put it in the face pack. Because that's what I did. Yeah. And like there was random players with no faces and stuff. So just do that. And I've made a new save, done that, and it works class. I mean, it's good because you think you could go to a team and walk away with the league, but you don't realise as Aaron said earlier, every other team's got players equally as good as the players you've got. I mean, it's a bit. Well, I'd say it's annoying for people that support smaller teams because a lot of the smaller teams don't have any legends. If they do, there's only like 1 or 2 in the squad. But all the teams in the Prem, I think they've changed it so some of the bigger teams from the past. So you got Wolves in there, Leeds are in there.
Forest.
AFC Wimbledon are in the Championship as well. with like Vinnie Jones and stuff as well. So there's some big players on there, and it's
The guy's definitely done his homework
yeah,
about all the attributes, and he's got height, where they were born, weight,
yeah,
left foot, right foot.
it's
I think
class.
it must have took him absolutely ages to do it. But it
I
was
don't know if it's a guy I know
it was.
because I used speaking to a guy called Dave around Christmas who said he was doing a Legends database. Now I don't know if that's a whole coincidence. It probably is the guy. I'll have to have a look and see if it's him, and then I'll speak
Thank
to
him.
him. Yeah, yeah, I will. But yeah, if you guys are like,
Actually,
say again. Sorry, James. Go on.
I was going to say, just because you probably will watch this video, Mike was the one. If you know, is it just Mike?
It's the guy then,
Plays, or-
because just Mike was the kind of guy that introduced me to this person, so it must be him that has done
it
this.
must be him because he sent me the database because I wanted to do I kind of felt a bit like I wanted to go back a bit and playing when Leeds was in the Premier League and all that, and he sent me a database, but it wasn't what I was looking for. All it had was just like legends as wonder kids, like Pele was like 19 and the free agents, and I was like, no, that's not really it. Then he sent me this database and I was like, that's it, that's the one. But he wasn't interested in it, obviously, because he does the whole FM and mobile, so that wouldn't really work.
Yeah.
Then I sent it to Aaron and blah blah blah. But yeah, Mike found it first, so just putting it out there.
Yeah, I've got the guide here. I'll have to have a look afterwards. But I mean, if especially as kind of time's getting on a little bit for FM16, and people are starting to kind of find a new save just to tone the game down a little bit. I think this is really perfect. I mean, I was looking for an offline save to do away from my Ajax save, and I was looking at maybe doing like a level 11 one in England, but I think that's more long term one for the start of a game. So
yeah,
this kind of save is perfect if you want a quick fire save. It's pretty good, especially when you're a lower Premier League team such as myself. With a low budget, it's harder to sign the legends. So it's good to kind of have a save that you've got to try your best to try and keep competitive in the league anyway. But that's something I enjoy, and I'd love to put it on YouTube. But speaking of stuff we enjoy anyway, Aaron, what do you enjoy most, say, about your channel, about YouTube in general? What kind of do you enjoy most about that?
I think the interaction with the subscribers and the comments in the comment section, or people I speak to on Twitter.
Yeah.
I wasn't really expecting it when I first started doing this. I didn't think I'd get like the comments and the feedback that I'd get. So when someone says, "Oh, what do you think about this?" or "What's your opinion on that?" or "I liked this part of your video," I like to interact with people. I always like to know what other people are thinking, what their thoughts are. So I kind of enjoyed that. And obviously, it keeps me being creative as well. I like to be creative. I like to have to think up new stuff, put stuff together when I've made a video or put it online. And, if people like the video or say, "Oh, that was good, I enjoyed this bit," I don't know, just makes me feel good.
Yeah. Jem, what about you? Kind of
I
enjoyment.
think the enjoyment side of things, I think it's more what Aaron said. To be honest, like he touched upon everything. Like just it gives you, as well as that, it just gives you something to do. I mean, right now for us three, potentially, obviously, it's just a hobby. Like we're just doing this now because we love a game.
Yeah.
We have the equipment, we have the commentary skills to do it. So we make videos, but obviously in the future, you never know how big it can get. It obviously can turn into a full-time job, and that's realistically everyone's kind of ideal position. Like, never have to go to work, just upload games and all that stuff, and that's where everyone's mindset pretty much kind of relies when they start to get big. But right now, for me, the enjoyment side of things is just actually the people I've met. Because if I didn't do YouTube, like I sit here sometimes and I think, if I didn't do YouTube, I wouldn't know Aaron, I wouldn't know Dave, I wouldn't know Mike, I wouldn't know Benji, I wouldn't know I wouldn't know anyone in this community. Or sometimes I think, like, imagine if I didn't play FM, like imagine if I was like a Call of Duty player, like would I still be enjoying this? Because at times we think the FM community is rough. Oh boy, Call of Duty community, it's a war zone. Like that is really.
What do you mean? Zone. Do you mean like across Twitter and stuff?
More or less just people
in general.
Kind of, they're just so judgmental on their skills. Like, if you're using a sniper, they'll be like, "Oh, why aren't you quick scoping like this? Or why'd you quick scope like this?" Like, that sort of things. Like, so I'm kind of glad with the route I went in. But yeah, it's more or less just meeting the people that you meet through doing YouTube, because you kind of meet the people who are on the same wavelength than you, and think
They're a
the
different
same
breed
and
of
have the
people.
same
That's what it
ideas.
is.
People that it's
Football
hard.
manager players.
Yeah, it's hard in
different
real
breed.
life to find. I mean, we're in this chat on Twitter with 40 odd people that all have good knowledge of football and all play the exact same game as us. You're not going to walk down the street and see 40 people that are all going to play Football Manager and have all as a good football knowledge as you. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know all these people. I think it's made my confidence better. In general, that's what I think as well. When people are wondering whether to start YouTube and they're a bit shy, just start off. Your confidence does grow. I think mine has, certainly. If you go back to the first ever video I did on YouTube, look at the difference. Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh boy!
So, like,
Keepers found a video of me the other day.
yeah. I mean, I'm really
I was
quiet.
shocked.
I'm no expression in my voice, nothing.
Do you think anyone will ever make it to do as a full-time job?
FM wise at the moment?
What, in the community?
Yeah.
FM wise, not just doing Football Manager. I don't think
No, I don't think it's possible, because
I think Ben will do it.
I think he could. Yeah, he could for sure, and he's got the whole kind of him as a person, him as a YouTuber. I think he's perfect to do it for a living, and do it big time.
I'd say Footy Manager TV, but he's not 100. He's 50-50, isn't he? FIFA.
Yeah, FIFA. I mean, FIFA gets you a lot of subscribers if you stick to it as well. And if
but just 100% Football Manager, I think Ben will do it.
Yeah, I think he can. But at the moment, for it to ever be a large amount of people, such as kind of the FIFA community, I think you need near enough over 250 subscribers plus to be earning a healthy amount of money off it, I think.
And the community's not that big either, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Compared to FIFA.
Oh yeah, FIFA, there's hundreds of people. With Football Manager, I think it's good. I mean, there's probably the odd people that still starting up that are undiscovered, but a lot of people jump on Twitter, and a lot of people at least get to know one other content creator. Like, I mean, I speak to people. I mean, I'm really close with a guy called Marnes FM, because he's kind of local to me, and he's only got 30 subscribers. And if he didn't pop up to me, I mean, there's always going to be someone in the community that's willing to talk to you, you know what I mean? So the community, no one's ever going to be shut off in the FM community, never. I mean, we're all pretty close together. I mean, there was a bit of a commotion in New Year. A couple of people fell out, but I think literally 99% of people now are kind of back on good terms, and everyone's okay again, to a degree.
Yeah, to a degree. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Do you think with this StatApp thing? Do you think there was any slight overreaction?
no, only because I look at it like this. With it was I can't remember his name. The guy, what's his name? Worked the space.
Yeah, Jack.
Jack. So with Jack and Benji, when they came out, and told everyone what was going on, blah blah blah. At the time, because sometimes you have to really look back at your past and think, well, what you did wrong and stuff. And at the time, I thought they were in the wrong. They both know that. I thought what they did was out of order, blah blah blah. But then now, when looking forward, and I looked at both their channels and looked at how they did it, I don't think anyone was in the wrong for overreacting, because when you have a save like what they're doing, like you've got that Apex thing going on with Work the Space, he's got that long-term save going on, and then you've got Benji doing Salford. It's really kind of, as you said, it puts a lot of pressure on them, because if they started to get back-to-back promotions, or in Jack's case, if he started to get into the Champions League semi-final or something, it just made their people are going to start
questioning. Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't think in those two, I don't think they were wrong in how they reacted. I mean, all they did honestly was just tell the community before we found out in a different way, and through that we found out. Then he spoke out about it. He had no option to speak out about it. Then admitted he was going to continue doing it, but it's just not really gone in his favor. I mean, yeah, you can admit it, but at the same time, people don't really want to see that. People want to see, because FM is such a miss and go kind of game. I don't know. Some people prefer FIFA career mode, but that's got no depth to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then people like me, I'm on both sides of the fence. However, I do prefer FM because there's a lot of depth to it. And as Benji's done, you can create a lot of stories through it.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
with FIFA, you can't. So,
Well, I
you
think
know, it's
that was
just one
the
of those
thing.
things.
Yeah, that was the thing that StatApp was trying to say. He uses the editor to create a narrative and create it fictional. I mean, FM is fictional. However you play and however bubbly your personality is, anyone can make a narrative or a story out of Football Manager without using the editor. You know what I mean? You could
Mm-hmm.
sign a player just to make the story funny. You know what I mean? And you don't have to use the
Yeah.
editor to make a player good, as long as you're good at training the player or good at. If you're rubbish at the game, but you still enjoy playing it and still want to, you still want to put it on YouTube, but you feel the need to tweak it. Tell people now. Tell them before anything, but don't give us an intro for 45 minutes. When you could, as I've said earlier, you could tell me in 30 seconds, and I could read it in 30 seconds on Twitter. You know what I mean? He's dragged it out a lot further than it needed to be. He could have just put it all to bed in January, and as I say, he'll come back. Whether
He will be back. There's no doubt whatsoever that
whether it's before FM, if it's at FM 17, he's got to do a new save. He can expect dislikes then, but they will settle down coming up to Christmas, and he'll get a new lot of subscribers again. He won't walk away from 14,000 subscribers. I don't think. No way.
You see, I find that interesting what Jem said a minute ago about the the saves where people will start questioning it, like how he got that back to back. Because at first, I kind of thought to myself, I don't think that's true. I don't think people will be getting questioned. But when you said a minute ago, Dave, with the someone questioned you about your series, that's like maybe look at it in a completely different light. Like I said at the beginning of the video that we're doing now, I was kind of didn't know what to think because I'll read one comment that says, "You should have told us. We're all pissed off. Why didn't you tell us?" And I think fair enough. Then I'll see someone else calling him, giving him a load of abuse, and I think, come on, lads, that's a little bit out of order there. And I don't mean content creators. I mean like the viewers, just general people who are on Twitter who are part of the community.
Yeah.
I think quite a lot of it was a little bit uncalled for. But I think we live in a free country and people have the right to question what's going on.
I think content creators were kind of okay about it. Like, people were questioning him, no doubt, but content creators weren't nasty or getting personal to him to a degree. That was more subscribers and people who watch Football Manager. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. I was talking overreaction. I mean, from
sure.
Like from people who don't even watch him. I can understand people who watch him being pissed off, saying, "Why didn't you tell us?" And then in the second series that he brought out, he was like, "Right, this is what's going to happen." But people who don't even watch him, giving him abuse, you're like, "Why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
You don't even watch him.
But yeah, I would definitely, as we've all said, we'd welcome him back. I mean, he's a good part of the community to have, but as long as he keeps his natural kind of has a natural save to a degree, I think.
What do you think of the Proudy videos?
I think they are funny, to be fair. They are.
I
funny.
laughed. I laughed my bollocks off.
They are. They are funny, to be fair.
I mean, you got to respect someone that can, just say it how it is, and for a video anyway. Like the way he did it was, personally for me, was just top class because like he said it how it was. He had no fear. It came on, and I didn't know what to expect because I think people put it in the chat, and I watched it and I couldn't stop laughing. To be honest, I really couldn't stop laughing. And some people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're being such a dick," blah blah blah. I was like, no, this is when something's funny, you have to laugh. Like it's funny, and
it's just nice to have something to make us, for one, make us laugh to do with Football Manager. You don't get that a lot. There's YouTubers that are funny with like one-liners and stuff, but for a video to make everyone kind of laugh at a situation that kind of other people may not find. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to kind of laugh it off to a degree, just to have someone that isn't scared to say how it is as well. Kind of, we can all think what StatApp's been doing, but none of us will exactly say it how it is. But those videos are pretty funny. Yeah.
Speaking about speaking on saying it how it is, one of the things I read today was about Maradona speaking out about Napoli selling Higuain. I don't personally, and with selling Higuain, he wants to sign Kane. Now, personally, I don't really see Kane playing in Italy. I don't see that
No,
as
the
a
Italian
thing.
league.
He'll never.
dog
I
shit
don't think
now.
he'll ever go out of England. As you said, there's only Juventus now. It's almost turning into a bit of a France kind of Liga situation where Juventus are going to be the only team that is going to win it.
Yeah, it's all to do with the scandal. Since that scandal happened, everything just went tits up. You know,
There was that video. There was that
Italian
video the other
football
week.
ages ago.
There was that
Sorry,
even,
go on.
There was even that video the other week when that goalkeeper just kicked it into the back of his net, made no effort to kind of try and stop it from going in. It is match fixed over there now. I mean, I think until it is sorted out, Juventus are going to be unstoppable in that league. It's a shame how much AC Milan and Inter have kind of dropped to a degree. I used to watch Italian football when I got BT Sport. It was on every Saturday, Sunday, or whatever. But I haven't got an interest in it now. I mean, it's all, I don't know. It's just a bit mild now. It's a bit tedious because you know kind of what's going to happen to a degree. But Higuain's a good player. It'd be interesting to see him in England, but I'm not sure how well he'd do.
Yeah, he's good. He's not world class, but he's good.
Well,
I don't think he's worth 40+ million. People are quoting. You know what I mean? Maybe 25, 30 million. You could see teams get away with. But
I don't think is in terms of like what's the word I'm looking for? In terms of like popularity wise, like or media attention, he's not a name that pops to your mind first. So
no.
For me, it was literally just I don't know what I was doing. I think I literally just searched Maradona because that's right because Aaron had the whole Legends database save going on. I just wanted to search Maradona's like history and stuff. And, you know, when you type in Maradona or you type in their name, their news comes up and it just said, oh, Maradona speaks out, wants Higuain to leave, wants Kane in. If he was to go somewhere, I don't think Higuain would go to England. I think for a player like him who's quite injury prone, I think England's too harsh for him. I think he'd have to go back to Spain. Yeah. Or he'd probably go to Germany and with.
Oh yeah, I think he'd do
well
in Germany. I think he would do well in Germany. I was going to say I could see him maybe going to a team like possibly Atletico Madrid if they get rid of Griezmann.
I'd have said PSG. If Zlatan leaves.
Oh, that's a shout actually. That's a good shout. I think
That's a good shout actually because Ibrahimovic is.
I think he'll go to PSG. That's a shout. It's going to be him or Griezmann. I think actually now saying that. Going to PSG if Ibra goes. Well, when Ibra goes.
I don't think Griezmann should leave.
I think it's a daft decision to go to
Atletico.
For any player to go to PSG or China at the moment until neither of those leagues are competitive at all. PSG, to be fair, have surprised me how well they've done in Europe. But in the league, it's just I would not enjoy even if I was getting. Okay, the money, you know they're going there for the money if they're going to PSG because the league is just not entertaining at all.
Yeah, didn't they win it like 4 months ago or something?
Yeah, they won
like
it like
30 games left.
Yeah, it's daft. It is daft.
I mean,
I could see. I could see.
This is not what you spoke about, but Griezmann leaving Atletico Madrid, I don't. Nah, he just needs to. He needs to stay there at least another. Because he's not even fully developed. I mean, he's doing this well, but he's not even fully developed as a player. I think the guy's like 23 or 24, one of the two. And Atletico, which is going to be something we're going to talk about in a minute. But Atletico seem to be doing this thing where they just sell their top strikers. So they had Torres gone, they had Aguero gone, they had Falcao go, who's just, he's just been dead weight. Diego Costa's gone, who's kind of just got into this whole. I don't even know what attitude he's got, but it's annoying. And now they got Griezmann from Real Sociedad, and he just needs to stay there. He's not. I don't think he's ready to leave yet.
I think it's mental to think. I think they signed him as a winger, didn't they? And
he used to play on the left.
Now. Yeah, it's interesting to see that. I think he's a good player. Again, it might be one of those where it's a bit risky if he goes to England. He's had a couple of good. I think it depends on how he does in the Euros. If he plays well at the Euros, I think a big team will come in for him. I mean, he's at a big club already to a degree. It depends what happens in the Champions League as well. If Atletico go and win it, he may not leave. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Why would he? Same with Kane. Why would Kane want to leave? He's now in the Champions League.
That might be the deciding factor. If they don't win the Champions League, he might move on. If they win it, he'll stay.
There's no way he's going to go to Napoli. Absolutely no chance.
Kane.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
I can't see. I can't see him.
I don't think he would leave England. I can't even see him. I don't like it. I mean, the Premier League's full of foreign players, but England national team, they're all, I think, all based in the Premier League. So I don't think any English player, I couldn't really see them abroad now, if I'm honest. Maybe the odd midfielder.
Yeah, you only get it every now and then, don't you?
I mean, after the whole
McManaman.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. After the whole Beckham and Michael Owen going to Madrid thing, I think English players kind of just looked at him and was like, nah, it's not really a safe bet.
I know he's not English, but there's Bale, who's kind of a British player, and he's doing okay there, but he wasn't having the best of times. I mean, a lot of players, after their first season, would have run up. It's only because he was that amount of money that Real Madrid kind of had to stick with him. If he cost them only 20 million or something, I think he would have been shipped back to England last year. Bale. So,
yeah, good point. I think that would have happened as well.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it. But you say like, Spain are only a decent national team because all their main Spanish players are based in Spain. But you could say the same about England, but they're not as on paper.
We're shit. Yeah, we're proper shit.
I think that this year we got a good team, but I mean we say it before every tournament, don't we? That this is our year. We got a decent team, but we probably
they just need to be used right. Roy Hodgson is an absolute pussy. Like when we were playing Germany the other day, you've got Kane, you've got Vardy. Get them on the pitch at the same time. You've both scored 20 odd goals, whatever it is. Get them on the pitch. You paid millions of pounds to figure out how to come up with a tactic to get the best out of the players.
What does he do all week? You know what I mean?
He put Danny Welbeck on the left hand side. And you're like, why have you done that? Just play. I would have played with a narrow diamond. I'd have put Vardy and Kane at the top, Rooney behind him if he was fit, Dele Alli, Henderson, who's probably not going to be there now, Dyer, your back four, and your keeper. Then you've got your two strikers there who both know how to score goals.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they do.
Put Welbeck on the left. He's well shit. Should be Danny Well shit.
I can't think though.
I can't really call Welbeck shit.
I can't think of many.
He did bang enough goals against us.
Winger wise for England at the moment, performing well. I can't really think of
we haven't got any
standout ones. That's why I said this to Aaron.
I said this to Aaron in his live stream because he was streaming his the Go and Get Clough save and he was doing the transfer window. I think Redmond is so underrated. It's unbelievable. Like that guy has so much talent, but
he's gonna.
It's because of the team he's at.
He's got to move. He's got to move if he's at Norwich.
He has to.
If they go down, because he's too good for the Championship. I mean, even if a team possibly like Everton or something like that come in for him, even a different team maybe.
Oh no, not Everton.
Well, a team that kind of stature, maybe Southampton, something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's a good player. But again, if he was, I think it's kind of this big club mentality where a player is performing half decent. There's two players probably performing half decent, but because one's at a lower club, they get overlooked, kind of thing. Same kind of with the Mikel Antonio thing. He probably would have got in the last squad if he played for, like Chelsea or Man U or whatever. But I think that's the way he's going to try and go anyway, like a narrow formation. We've got plenty of decent central midfielders. And, I mean, with Rooney starting possibly to play central midfield just to get him into the England squad.
Well, that's the thing. He's the captain, isn't he? So he's definitely going to be in there.
I do not get the argument.
No, forget that captain nonsense.
No, mate, I do not understand why people don't want to take him. Literally, we could have this debate for hours. If we had someone else to the call, they could debate this with us for hours. And I know it might be a bit biased because you two are more, Manchester United friendly. But I would not understand why if he never took him. He's a captain. Even if he doesn't play, he's going to be a good example to the younger players. He's a quality player when called upon, to be honest. Even if people look at his goal-scoring record, that's all they judge Rooney on. And if he was, he's always going to score. He's always going to be quicker. He's always going to score probably more goals when he's younger. But now he's getting to the age where mentally he's a better player. He's probably the best player he's been. Obviously, he's not as quick as he was, but he's a lot stronger and he's got better vision now. So I think he could play better in that deeper role anyway.
Yeah, that's
Even
what
if
I'd
it's just
stick
a
in
centre
midfield.
forward, yeah, I think he played all right there when he started there. Was it last season or whatever? And then he tried to push him back up again. But
I don't think Van Gaal's tactics have got the best out of him as well. I think
Let's not talk about Van Gaal.
Yeah, we'll skip that because I literally will.
I literally dash something out a window. Like, I'm so sick of this guy. He will sign a striker and play him in goal position. Like, he will sign a centre back and he can play up front. He's got the legs for it. Nah, like, to play people where they're meant to play is so stupid. Oh,
it's probably definitely worth something talking about, like in the next video though, with the whole Van Gaal thing.
Definitely. That'll be like 6 hours long.
Definitely.
Because we could talk about next managers, how we should be playing, so on and so on. But talking of kind of players moving on, I know, Jem, you're kind of a supporter of Dortmund, and you're not too happy with, Dortmund moving players on, or players wanting to move on from Dortmund anyway. So you can kind of talk about that to us anyway, for people that aren't quite aware of what's kind of going on.
So, a week ago, I think it was last week, it was rumoured by the media, as the media like to do, that Hummels was thinking about returning back to Bayern Munich. Now, if you're not aware, Hummels actually wasn't a first, kind of player from Dortmund's academy. He actually came from Bayern's academy, and we did sign him. But now he's thinking about going back. Now, my problem is that, of course, Bayern are just the kings of Germany right now. They just can't be beaten. Well, however, that might change, because this is another topic, but I just don't rate Ancelotti as a manager. He is going to be the manager of Bayern next season. Don't rate him, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so now he has come out and said this week, well, actually yesterday or the day before, that he actually is considering going back to Bayern Munich. He can't sleep. He's having restless nights. All this malarkey. And I just think, it's a bit, for me, it's a bit of a heartbreak, because I know Dortmund are going to sell him. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, they're going to sell him. They've done it with Goetze. They've done it, well, they didn't even sell Goetze. They just didn't extend his contract. And they've done it with Lewandowski, and now they're about to do it with Hummels. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did it with Royce. However, Royce has stated that his heart is at Dortmund, so that's a good thing. That kind of relaxes me a little bit. Now, my problem is not that he said that he's come out and said he wants to leave. It's just the problem, like, why are, especially teams like Dortmund, so easily, persuaded, or just easy to, give in, their best players? Like, it's literally like Bayern Munich have just won the league, and Dortmund is like, oh yeah, you won the league. Do you want to win it next season? Yeah, here you go. Here's Hummels. They've done it the season before. They're like, oh, you won the league? Yeah, okay, look, we'll help you this season. Here's Lewandowski. Like, and it's just frustrating, because like, those players, I reckon, if we still kept them in terms of Lewandowski and Goetze, we would have won the league under Tuchel, because our performance this season has been absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing. Compared to where we were last season, like scraping for 7th or 6th to get into Europa League. Like, this season, we've done tremendous. Like, second, we are still far off Bayern Munich. They are going to win the league. It's not, it's not a hidden secret. But, and it's not the first team that does it. We've seen Arsenal do it. Man United have done it and not even found a replacement for Ronaldo. And I don't get, like, you guys can probably help me figure it out, but I don't get why teams are so easily, just, a big team's coming in, here you go, just take them. Like, I don't get it. Like,
I think a lot of teams are guilty of it. I mean, this is probably totally different to kind of the Dortmund situation, but Wolves, last season, we got promoted from League One, and we were, 1 point off playoffs? Like, if it was different, we could still be a Premier League team right now. But this season, I mean, we've sold, because I was going to say big teams have come knocking, but because Wolves are the stupidest club in England, big teams never came knocking. Smaller teams inquired about players, and we just thought, oh, money, let's get rid of them. So bigger players have been injured, or we were too scared to offer bigger money to renew Bakary Saka, who's at Crystal Palace, his contract. And we've not replaced any of the players, and that's why we sat in the bottom half of the table this season. And a lot of clubs do it. They sell a player. I think you said with Manchester United, they've never really replaced Cristiano Ronaldo, have they? They've never spent the money on a big winger to replace him, or a player that can play both wings. So
well, Di Maria, but that didn't work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hard because Ronaldo was there for when he was 17, 18, and he was there for a good number of years. So he had time to build in. From a young age, he kind of adapted his football to how Manchester United played. And with Fergie in charge at the time as well, if they signed Di Maria when Fergie was there, you could have probably won the Premier League.
Di Maria would still be there.
Exactly, and it's just one of these things. Different managers, different ways of training. Even with Depay, different manager, and he could be the best winger in the league. So
yeah, he's got potential. I think.
I don't think I'd get rid of him next season.
No, I won't get. I won't get rid of him because he's shown flashes of brilliance. But
the game against Midtjylland, I know it's a much lower opponent, but that was probably one of the best wing performances I've seen from a player.
He was very good, but I just think Van Gaal's not helping a lot of the players as well. But we'll come on to that into episode 2 if we do an episode 2.
No, we definitely will, because there is a lot
It'll be an episode.
A lot more to talk about as well. And have you, any of you lot got anything else that you would like to bring up, talk about, seeing as we've got the three of us here now?
You asked us before what we enjoyed the most.
Yeah,
I'm interested in what you guys have found difficult doing content.
Yeah.
Just the whole being a content creator, because I found stuff difficult, and I'd like to see what you guys, you might have had the same problems. What you thought of it?
Biggest difficulty I feel is trying. I think everyone's tried it, daily uploads, but it is extremely hard. I know, Jem, you go to uni, Aaron, and you work. I work as well, full time. Even though my hours are probably not much longer than yours, and I only work 6 hours a day, so I've still got part timer. So I've got the time after work to kind of try and get together a video if I wanted. And if I'm not going to do a video, I can chill, I can speak to my friends, I can play PlayStation as well. But I think daily uploads is one of the things I've tried, but it's the hardest thing to maintain for a number of weeks. Other difficulty wise, I think it's just making sure. It's frustrating when you haven't got the unlimited money in the world. You kind of restricted to your resources of what kind of equipment you can use. So you try your best to use things that you've already got, such as headsets that I already use for my PlayStation, or earphones that I was already using before I started YouTube. And I think it is restrictive. But if you've got a lot of money, I think YouTube can be awesome. I think you can buy the best PC in the world and have the best content, best editors, etc. But I think with what I've got, I'm pretty happy with what I've got. I use Camtasia not to record. I use that to edit, and it's probably the most basic program that anyone can download. I use Bandicam to record. I don't use anything too fancy. I mean, the whole green screen thing, everyone's like, how do you do that? How do you do that? Literally, it's a green piece of cloth that I've pinned to my wall. You know what I mean? So it's not difficult at all. I just think it's YouTube as a whole is just good, something different, a hobby. And if I ever found something hard or disliked it, I'd probably pack it in. So.
What about you, Jem? I keep calling you Jem. I should call you Wolfie. That's just channel name.
It's fine. I think with me, there's two things I found really difficult. One is being consistent.
Yeah.
I don't mean uploading. I mean actually finishing a series or continuing a series, because I'm very
look on my channel. There's about 4 series that I still haven't finished.
I've started 11 or something since FM16 came out.
Gee.
it's so difficult, and a person like me, I don't know if you guys are the same, but I'm very goal oriented. So once I've done something, and I'm kind of okay, I've not done it, but I've taken on the challenge. I like to just think, okay, what's the next one? And I'm always thinking ahead. So example, like my Real Sociedad one that I'm doing now, is fine. I'm really I'm enjoying it, and I will continue to do maybe season 2 and season 3. But I spoke to Aaron this morning, and I said I most likely want to do a Dortmund youth challenge because you said, oh, you should do one, and I said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And now that's on my mind, which then takes my mind off of Real Sociedad because I'm always a guy that likes to think forward, and then I start creating my thumbnails and the intro videos, and then once I've done all that, I'm kind of like, oh, can't bother with Real Sociedad now. Like, I just want to do my Dortmund one, and then that's when the series ends. So for me, it's consistency, and then the next thing for me would be is I find it really hard not to compare myself to other YouTubers. I don't know if you guys have the same. Like, I always watch a video. Main one being, I don't compare myself to him, but I admire his videos a lot. Main one being Benji. I'll finish a video, I'll record a video, I'll sit down, and I feel like, cool. This episode is going to be really funny. It's going to be, everyone's going to enjoy it. And then I'll watch a video from Benji or just other YouTubers that I'm subscribed to. And I'm just like, I want to get to that level, and then I look at my video and I'm like, I'm not there yet. Like, there's so much more I can do. But then again, it links to what Dave said about having the resources. Like, you're so restricted to what you can actually do because you haven't got that money where you can just wake up in the morning and say, I want to buy a new gaming PC. Let's go. Like, you're very restricted. So that's just it for me, the consistency and comparing myself to others.
Yeah, you should really compare yourself to others, dude. I think taking inspiration, that's good. I've done that in the past. When I first started off, I took inspiration. Sorry, I've still got this cough. Golden goal, second yellow card, footy manager TV. Benji as well. Took inspiration from Benji when he first started off. But then I learned, like, the last couple of months to just be myself. And it's been it's been going pretty well since. I was trying when I first started. I was trying not to swear, trying to, just be someone who I thought, just like not my normal self, swearing and stuff and all that kind of stuff. But now I've just thought, sod it, just be myself, talking my proper accent, and it's doing okay in a minute.
Yeah, you got to look at it this way. Like, no one's content, anyone, even the person with the most subscribers on YouTube, their content is not perfect. I mean, Jem, for example, you're going to be better at speaking than someone else. Their editing might be 100 times better than yours, but their confidence at speaking might not be as good as yours. People might like to go on a video and look at their visual, kind of how they've done edits and stuff, but some people might just go and watch Football Manager for the narrative, like how people talk about the game, just the knowledge. And that's what I think, that's kind of the two different types of FM at the moment as well. There's people that know how to edit the game really good, cut scenes, so it's all the main bits. But there's other people as well that know the knowledge of the game, know how to talk about the game and stuff as well. As well, which people like. There's the best of both worlds as well. And there's a couple of people that are really good at editing and talking. You got One True Nerd, Toxic Lemon. They're really good at kind of both of these things as well at the moment as well, which I like. So there's a lot of different kind of styles and things that people are enjoying at the moment as well with the Football Manager community. So I think at the moment it's a lot stronger than it was 4 or 5 months ago. And it's a good place to be at the moment anyway, and a lot more, even though this kind of time of year views are going down a little bit, but everyone's support is bigger than ever, like with each other to a degree as well, which is good as well.
Aaron, what about you in terms of finding stuff difficult?
Time more than anything. True, yeah. Get up in the morning, go work, come home, got me 2 sons, wife, so got to spend time with them, and then just trying to actually play the game, get to a certain bit where I can record. That's pretty much it, really. Like I said, like I tried to say before, but it's like going into a coughing fit. I used to do what you did, Wolfie, where I was comparing myself to people. Oh, I should do this way, I should do that way, because they do it like that and they're getting good feedback. But I was kind of failing at doing it because no one can be better than you, if you know what I mean. So I just decided, be myself, and things have been going quite well. So yeah, I've not time really. I've obviously had a little bit of crap on Twitter, but apart from that,
we all have.
Yeah.
Luckily, I don't know what it is. I haven't had too many people complain on
I
Twitter?
haven't have any viewers. I've not had any. Well, I've any viewers. And I think the thing with Twitter as well is when you're saying something to someone and you're saying it like as a tongue in cheek, they don't know that because they can't see facial expression.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can't talk, or you can't put any expression
So
with
I
your
think,
voice in it as well. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, I think that's how I've gotten like myself into a bit of trouble sometimes because people don't know I'm joking.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I mean, I know there's been some trouble with some YouTubers, and it will take time, but bridges will be built eventually. And I think everyone can be friends or will be friends in the FM community. I mean, no one's ever 100% gonna get on with someone. You know, you're not gonna be friends with every person in the world. So there's gonna be there's bound to be at least a couple of people that.
Well, it's the same with any community, isn't it? You see it like work or school, college, uni. That's it.
It just takes one difference of opinion. That's all it takes, and a relationship or a friendship rather, can fail or not work out and stuff like that as well. So that's it basically. Yeah. So guys, believe it or not, we've actually been speaking for over an hour of just, I was going to say nonsense, but it hasn't really. It's been really productive, what we've spoke about. Loads of things, really. And we've got loads of things to talk about next time as well. If anyone that's watching this really enjoyed it, make sure you do drop a like down below. Aaron and Jem, or Full-Time FM and Wolfie, their channels are going to be in the description down below. And also, you guys, if any of you would like to jump on next week's, we may as well try and make this a weekly thing. If you guys want to jump on and talk to us about a few topics, maybe something that you thought of that maybe you'd be interested in us talking about, or some of the things that we brought up today, such as Louis van Gaal and so on, we'll definitely be interested in having you guys on next week as well. And also let us know in the comment section down below if there's anything that you would like to see us discuss and have our thoughts on as well. So until next time, guys, it's been a pleasure speaking to you and for you to listen to
is that
us
what it's been,
for over an hour as
Jesus.
well. Yeah. Till next time, guys. I'll see you all next time.
Peace out,
Thanks
guys.
for listening.